All right, guys, at this project location, we're going to be putting in a new septic system, and just got here, just met with the owners, really nice folks. They had a little hazelnut bush right here, and it was really going to be in the way and probably impacted more severely if we tried to leave it standing. So we cut it down, or the property owners cut it down. Hopefully it'll re-sprout back up after the job. But we have our 8-ton Kubota excavator on site. The scope of work for us is to excavate and install a new 1,500-gallon septic tank right here. We're going to try to set this tank at a depth to allow for 12 to 18 inches of cover over the top of the tank. We're going to be setting an AX20 pod right here. So we're going to have a recirc pump on the outlet side of the tank. It's going to pump up through the Advantex AX20 pod, drain back down, go through a splitter valve, and then come around and go back out to a leach pit location somewhere right to the left of the machine. So this is a super tight site. It's an existing house, obviously. They're very close to the creek, and just the way the permit requirements worked at this property, this is the design. This is all they have room for. So we're really not even meeting the setback for the foundation here. We're going to be 3 feet away from these piers over here with the side of our new tank. And yeah, it's just a really tight site. You know, I'm working kind of right in this little cubby hole trying to dig and put this new tank in here. So it should be fun, should be interesting. Here's another look at it. So let's get to work. All right, just got done building this ramp. The tank delivery truck's backing in. So, parallel to the side of the building, so that's going to look nice in terms of the risers, because the lids are all they're going to see, really. So the tank's in there. It was really tight. I should have dug it just a little bit longer, like 6 inches longer. Would have been fine. But the biggest issue was this material's super wet. The material that came out of the tank hole. So you can just see it squishing. Can you see that? So the short story here, guys, is that we barely made this work, but we got it in the ground. Thanks to Mark. Thanks, Mark.
Well, thanks for your ramp.
The ramp worked just exactly as needed. like to save these for the kids. They love this when I bring it home. In my back pocket. So many control panels have what's called a contractor inside the panel, and it's activated by the pump float when the pump float switch turns on, and they have a tendency to make a thump noise when it's activated by the pump float, and so you do not want to mount like a septic control panel on the side of the house, especially outside of a bedroom. So we're putting it on the fence. All right, when I strap these, just because of how close I drill the holes in the panel, I like to stagger these straps. Push it down, get it started. And then I can start pulling from the other end. Get the tape off of this. And just pulling enough out so I can see my color coding here. I'm going to go through and strip these wires down real quick, and really don't need much wire exposed on the panel side. It's not like you're twisting into a wire nut or anything, so 1/4 inch, 3/8 of an inch at most. Don't need much. All right. So on the splice box side, again, I like to get a fist and a thumb length of wire out of the top of the splice box. Roughly a fist and a thumb. You know, I got a tape measure. I'm going to measure it here. Roughly 7 or 8 inches. So I'm going to snip the wires I just pulled. We're going to wire strip these guys. These ones I'm going to wire strip a little bit longer. Maybe 1/2 inch, 5/8 of an inch, something like that. And then I'm going to fan the wire out. This is important. I'm going to fan the wire out. Get a splice, or a wire nut, I should say. I'm going to take the 2 fans and I'm going to put them together, and I'm going to twist the fanned wire together. That is going to make a good connection. And lastly, when I get all the wire nuts on, I like to take some electrical tape, and I give this whole cluster a good wrap down low. Not where the wire nuts are, but almost to where the wire nuts are. Okay. Then I take this and I twist it and I start pushing down. Twist and push. Twist and push. Okay. This is really important because even though I'm tug testing these, I don't want to risk one of these wires coming out of here. Believe me, it's a headache during an inspection, trying to figure out what's wrong because something's not working quite right. So be very careful about how you get all your wires put together and create your own strategy. But I like to twist and push, and it coils it nicely. It leaves the wire nuts sticking up and close to the top. So that looks great. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and drill for the splitter valve for setting the flange. And the key thing here to remember is any gradients that you're working with, elevations that you're trying to meet. And so right now, yes, I am working with an elevation that I need to make sure I can get to, and that's the drain pipe going out to the leach pit. So we've already installed that. I've done the calculations, worked my way back to the splitter valve, and based on my calculations, I need to drill a hole 4.5 inches up from the top of the tank. So I've scribed it in there. I'm going to go ahead and drill that through. All right, got the hole done. The flange comes right through. So it is installed from the inside of the riser. The flange has, this part here is curved to match the inside shape of the riser. And the notch goes up. Okay, so just like that. I'm going to go ahead and scarify this surface here, clean it up. Scarify this surface a little bit. And we're going to epoxy this on tomorrow, actually. I'm going to wait for the UV pump basin because I may need to apply some epoxy into that as well. So we'll get these guys epoxied in the morning, but that's how it goes right there. Alright guys, it is time to install our UV basin. That's this puppy here. I just packed her on my shoulder from the truck down the road. That thing is, it's heavy. Anyways, we're gonna dig it out right here. Part of the basin will be in the hole of the tank. The other part's gonna be what I'm gonna be digging out right here. And so we're gonna take our time as we're digging and compact material down in the bottom. That basin's 54 inches tall. It'll be 36 inches below the top of the concrete tank. That riser's 18 inches tall, so we're gonna match its height. That's why we went with 54 inches. That's 4.5 feet overall. So let's get started digging. Now it's a 24-inch diameter, but we're going to dig roughly a 30-inch diameter hole. Nice and rocky. Oh, sales call. Nope. I think that's good. it's not right, pull it out. Redo it till you get it right. There's no promise it's gonna get done perfectly right the first time every time. All right, let's try this again. It's awkward, it's big, it's heavy. What can I say? So nice. Really nice. All right, guys, there it is. We just carved her out big enough. It's like I had the shape memorized. A little tighter than I'd like, but it's gonna be fine. Okay, so time to drill some holes in this thing. Got to get that biscuit out of there, but I'm going to go ahead and take this sandpaper and just rough up this surface a little bit. This guy, I like to just rough up this surface here just a little bit. This is where the epoxy is going to be holding this flange right to there. Alright guys, this is the MA320 epoxy kit here. It's just like this, 2 parts, right? Just pop off the green keeper. There's a little plastic dowel in there. And then start squeezing these 2 substances, rolling it back and forth. Okay, so what I like to do is get it all to one end. Then I'll slice a corner off. Like that. And it's ready to go. And just apply this in here. Little jiggles back and forth. So that's it. Now we're going to let that set up. Probably in about an hour we'll be ready to go to apply glue and slide our 3-inch ABS pipe through here. Got to slide that pipe through far enough for the UV disinfection unit to properly mount to it. right, so got this plumbing put together. Looks really nice. You do not have to use these. You can go 3-inch Schedule 40. And that's what we did going to the UV disinfection unit, which is going to slide right down into this notch. Make sure this notch is the open end is pointing up. We have a gas tight cord grip, and that conduit section I completed here. Anyways, with this pipe, they're elevated, and I want to be able to give this pipe some support before we actually start bedding around the pipe with material, whether it's imported material or native material. I like to put a couple supports in there, so I'll show you how I like to do that. About 4 3/8. And that one here is perfect. Take your little support piece. Right there. Pretty cool, huh? So now that is really solid. So I could do maybe 2 more. I'll do 1 more at least. Alright guys, time to get some sand on this pad that I've made for the Advantex AX20 pod. We got a neighbor. A little bit of a low spot. Pod is set. I have the 2-inch outlet pointing in the direction that we want to go. We're going to be going down along the left side of the UV and down along the left side of the recirc pump end of the tank, and then tying into the splitter valve down there. So from the outlet of the pod to the splitter valve, that's what we need to do. We need to maintain 1/4 inch per foot, but we're plenty high over here where we've perched this thing up. It's probably 2.5 feet higher in elevation than the top of the tank. And our inlet, which is the little gray Schedule 81-inch pipe, we're going to be coming down right up next to the 2-inch pipe, and we're going to tie in right here. So that'll be our inlet for feeding the AX20 pod. Unfortunately, the vent is going to be on the back side. It's kind of unsightly. So this works out really good. The vent's going to be on this back. We're going to have plenty of backfill height elevation back here for that. So that's all going to look great. So I need to get started plumbing. Alright guys, well I'm just putting the final touches on prep before backfill here. I'm jetting the soil around the tank to get it all to settle as much as possible. And then I got some imported loam. I'm going to start dumping that around the tanks. And also going to play you a song that my dad wrote and produced back in Nashville. It's called Boots, and it's a pretty funny tune. Hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching guys, and we'll catch you next time.
Met a girl, she took me around the world. She was my first number 10. I was just a guy she had hypnotized. She made me spend and spend. I bought her this, I bought her that. A brand new mink and a Stetson hat. Tony Llamas clear to the knees, but this is what happened to me. She walked out on the lawn. Them boots I bought her, the ones I thought she could use on water. Well, she waited till I had spent every last dollar. Yeah, then she walked down in them boots I bought her. A very legitimate thing. There was money that I hadn't even spent. I thought I'd put aside for the blessed event. I thought maybe I shouldn't, or maybe I oughta, till she walked out in them boots I bought her. She stayed away till my next payday and said, "Ooh, I miss you a bunch." I was blinded by the sweet surprise, so I took her out to lunch, and then she said, "Let's take an island flight." I said, "Ooh, 100 doesn't that sound nice?" I bought 2 tickets to paradise, but she took another friend and left me. She flew out on them boots I bought her, the ones I thought she could use on water. Well, she waited till I had spent every last dollar. Yeah, then she walked out in them boots I bought her. Yeah, she waited till I had spent every last dollar. Then she walked out in them boots I bought her. Where you going? Not with those boots, you're not. Come back here. $600 toenail on boot. Not to mention that hat I bought you.